Hi guys, today we will discuss about economics A level. This is some of the topic that we will discuss.
Today we will talk about productive efficiency. What is productive efficiency? Productive efficiency is when a firm is producing at the lowest price possible. This means the firm needs to keep their price as minimum or as low as possible in order to produce an output or a output. Next, productive efficiency only exists when goods and services must be made using the least possible resources and minimum possible cost. What does this mean? Not only the firm need to produce their output with the minimum cost as possible, they also need to use the minimum or least possible resources as possible. And when they be able to do this, then their production will be productive efficiency. This productive efficiency can be shown through PPC. Now we will read another statement based on PPC. Productive efficiency can only be achieved when producing right on the boundaries of its production possibility curve frontier. What does this mean? We will go to this PPC of pencil and paper. This statement talk about right on the boundaries of the PPC curve. Then, which part is the boundary? It is this part. This is the boundaries that we are talking about. So as long as the point is right on this boundary, then the production will be productive efficiency. So when the production of pencil and paper is at point A, the product will be productive efficiency. Then how about point B? It will also be the same productive efficiency. They doesn't care about the location of their resources. You can just put it here and the product will still be productive efficiency. But when the point is at point C, will it still be productive efficiency? No, it's wrong. It is because when the production is in at point C, it shows that there are still more resources they can use in order to produce more outputs, which means the firm that produces pencil and paper is not efficient. It is why we call this point productive inefficiency. Now that we have discussed about productive efficiency, we will go to allocative efficiency in the next segment. Okay, now we will go to allocative efficiency. What is allocative efficiency? Allocative efficiency is where price is equal to marginal cost. Firms are producing those goods and services most wanted by consumer. It is very important for allocative efficiency for the price is equal to marginal cost. This is very important. We all should remember this. Allocative efficiency can be achieved when price is equal to marginal cost. Also, allocative consider the production of product based on the consumer want. It is why while productive efficiency only talk about keeping the cost low using least possible resources, but in allocative efficiency we also need to think about the allocation of resources. Next point, allocating the right amount of scarce resources to the production of the right product. Just as I said before, the allocation of resources is very important for allocative efficiency. Also, we need to be able to allocate our resources based on the consumer wants and based on the consumer needs. It is very important for us to remember that. Next point, the greatest possible level of satisfaction of consumer wants is be able to be achieved when allocative efficiency is accomplished. Now, allocative efficiency also can be explained through our PPC. See, there are point A, B, C for the production possibility curve of corn and rice. For example, when our production is in point A, is Is the production can be called allocative efficiency? No. Why? It is because there is too much resources being put for corn, but there are too less resources being put for rice, which in the end we only have 10 outputs for rice and too much output, which is 90 for corn. This way the consumer's satisfaction for rice will be very low, as they don't have enough rice to feel satisfied with it. But for the corn, it is maybe too much production, which can cause a waste of corn. Next, what happens if in point C, does this point C allocative efficiency? The answer is also no. Why? Because the allocation of the resources are not balanced, because they put too much resources in rice compared to corn. As we can see from the outputs, it's only 20 while rice is 100. So this means the satisfaction for corn will not be achieved, which in the end doesn't match with the meaning of the greatest possible level of satisfaction of customer 1. Allocative efficiency main goal is to achieve this satisfaction of consumer 1. They need to satisfy their consumer in both product, not only in corn but also in rice, not only in rice but also in corn. Both of them need to be balanced, so both of the product can reach fully satisfaction of their consumer, or the greatest satisfaction for their consumer. Now, it is why when we see point B, it's balanced. 50 outputs of corn, 50 outputs of rice, which in the end, both of the consumer will be able to feel satisfied, will able to feel fullest satisfaction from corn and rice, as it is equal. And then since we all like rice, we also like corn, so when the production is equal, we all can enjoy both of them in the same amount of outputs. It is why in point B, allocative efficiency will be able to achieve, as we able to achieve the greatest satisfaction of our consumer. So in allocative efficiency, we need to remember to put our resources, to allocate our resources in order to achieve our consumer satisfaction. So we cannot just put our resources randomly as long as the price of cost is low, or as long as we use the least amount of resources. But it is also very important for us to allocate the resources. Where should we put? How much should we put in corn and how much should we put in rice? It is very important in allocative efficiency. What is dynamic efficiency? Dynamic efficiency is a form of productive efficiency that benefits firm over time. This means dynamic efficiency is long run. We will go to the next point. Dynamic efficiency is a long-term phenomenon, requires investment from within or outside firm. This means dynamic efficiency need a lot of costs, which we can see from the next point, high cost, because it need to have a huge capital in order for us to do research, such as for us to do research for new technology or for machinery, something that we do research to in order to increase our efficiency. But what kind of investment we can use? We can use our supernormal profit for our dynamic efficiency. We can use this supernormal profit to invest on a research and development for new technology, for new machine, in order to increase our efficiency. It is why when we see this diagram, it's a long run diagram, long run average cost diagram. Why we use long run? Because dynamic efficiency will affect in long run, not short run. This dynamic efficiency will cause the curve to shift to the right, or to shift to the right, which then cause the price to drop, but there are an increase in our quantity or our outputs. But this dynamic efficiency also can go wrong because we use a very huge amount of cost when the development and research are failing. Then we will not be effective. Instead, we lost a lot of money, and hence will lead to an inefficiency due to we don't have enough money, because we put a lot of money for research and development in order for us to achieve this dynamic efficiency. So dynamic efficiency is a long run that able to push our costs down from research and development. So dynamic efficiency, the main point we should remember is long run, and it's also the same as productive efficiency, a form of dynamic efficiency. Also, it will cause the curve to shift to the right, which then cause price to decrease but output to increase. Pareto efficiency or Pareto optimality. We all can call Pareto efficiency as a Pareto optimality or the other way around. First, what's the meaning of this? The meaning of this is where it is impossible to make better off without making someone worse off. It's mean in order to make someone happy, we need to make someone feel sad or feel worse. Because on the next statement, it also stated that to make one person better off is to make the other worse off. It's mean Pareto efficiency is talking about in order to make someone happy, you need to sacrifice something. We can explain this Pareto efficiency or Pareto optimality using PPC. As you can see, for example, our origin PPC is in this point. In this B point, we have 50 output for corns, 40 output for rice. But when we move this point to here, there are a change in output, right? The corn will be lesser and the rice will increase. Of course, for rice consumer, they will be happy because there are more rice for them to buy. There are more availability of rice that they can choose. But for the corn consumer, they will feel sad, they will feel worse off because now they only have 10 output, which is a very less output for them. So this is what we call Pareto efficiency situation. In order for us to make the rice customer happy, we need to sacrifice our corn consumer sad. So this is the main point about Pareto efficiency. But what happens when the point is in this point? This is Pareto inefficient. Why? Or Pareto inefficient. Why? Because there are still chance for us to produce more without making someone else sad because we have that excess resources for us to produce more. Okay, now that we have already discussed about Pareto inefficient that are in point C, now we will talk about Pareto improvement. Pareto improvement is output of both products can increase as we move within points to the PPF boundaries. Now we will go to the next point. Pareto improvement involves no judgment about equality, is mean can be inequality of final distribution or overall social welfare. Now, the example of it can be shown through this PPC. Now from point C, when it moves to point B, this show Pareto improvement. So Pareto improvement is any point, for example this point, move to these boundaries. That's what we call Pareto improvement. That's all for me. Thank you for listening and watching.